work and freelancing generally comes with a lot of flexibilities. So you can juggle a lot of things together. Okay, currently I work for 3 companies currently, and freelancing, I'm able to leverage on freelancing to be able to achieve that. So my point there is, if you notice, when I started explaining my story, I started with saying that I was doing something for a client. I was doing for something for a company. So freelancing is also like that. You are offering value to a company. It could also be an individual. So you need to understand. You need to have that perspective on freelancing. Freelancing is not free money. It's not. It's even though it's called freelancing, but it's not exactly free money. I think the free there has to do with more of flexibility in terms of time. You have control of your time. You have control of your schedule and all that stuff. So freelancing it's a value based business. I call it a people business because you're talking with people, you're talking with companies, you're talking with individuals. So you're also bringing something to the table. So a freelancer is someone who solves a problem actually, and I think there's hardly anything you would want to do in this world legitimately to make money that will not involve you solving somebody else's problem. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to start a product, you have to do something. You either have to sell a product so that people will buy. In selling that product, you're offering value to the people that would consume that product. All right. If you're a service provider like the Uber, like those who, I mean, some very familiar car hailing services in Nigeria, like Uber, like Rider. I think there's InDriver. There's also Bolt. So you can. I mean, those people are also offering services. All right. So they move you from one location to the other, and then you pay them, and then you're able to leave them with a review. So that's like, in fact, that's a major example of what freelancing is all about. Take your boat guy as a freelancer. All right. It comes to pick you up from your house. You are the client. All right. It takes you to your destination. You pay him because he's providing service to you. All right, which is him moving you from one destination to the other. So you pay him, and then you're also allowed to leave a review for him based on the itinerary of your journey. So freelancing also allows you to do that. All right, you get a client, you onboard a client, we call it onboarding. You onboard a client, you render a service to a client, the client pays you in return, and the client is also allowed to leave you with a review. So because reviews are also very important, which I'm still going to touch on when I start talking about some of these marketplaces later on. Okay, so that is basically what freelance. So you have to first of all see freelancing from the value-based perspective. You have to have that perspective that you need something to bring to the table, which is where digital skills come to play. So freelancing could be skilled labor and it could also be unskilled labor. All right, unskilled labor was the example I just gave about hailing services like Uber, like food delivery services. Sorry, give me a minute. All right. So, like food delivery services, there's one popular one in Nigeria called Eden Life. So, they're also a food delivery service. I mean, there's a service provider that that take care of your feeding. You don't have to cook. Just subscribe to their plan. Maybe for 1 month, you pay them. They bring your food to your doorstep. I mean, breakfast, dinner, and lunch, and then you pay them in return. So that is the unskilled part of freelancing. Then there's the skilled part of freelancing, which I'm more focused on, which I believe that a lot of people here are also focused on, which is the part that involves tech. Okay, so if you want to play in this part or in this ecosystem, then you need a skill set. All right, that's the foundation of everything. Before money, you need, remember what I said, that you need to bring value to the table. So you have to ask yourself that question: like, what value can I bring to the table as an individual? How can I solve somebody else's problem so that I can get paid in return? All right. So because when you have the money perspective first, it affects a lot about the entire journey. Okay, so you have to start thinking about the skill sets. Sorry, you have to think about the skill set first, then you can move into how to make money, how do I get paid, which I'm still going to talk about much later on. Okay, so what are the kind of skills that you can offer in this ecosystem? I'm talking about the skill part of freelancing now. So there are a lot of digital skills. Like I said, if you remember when I started my story, I said I started as a content writer. and I got my first client on Facebook. And I'll tell you much more details on how I got that first client and how I got noticed by someone that had a company in Sweden. And I was a Nigerian guy. In fact, I was literally in Ife. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need so let's come back to skills. So there are different kind of skill sets, which I'm sure that a lot of people are familiar about because everybody's talking about tech, learning tech skills. If you follow me on Twitter, you will notice that I'm also very strong on people getting tech skills. Okay, we have data science, we have SEO, which is optimization. You could be a technical SEO, or you could do normal, normal SEO that is not exactly technical. All right, we have software engineering, which involves you becoming a back-end engineer or a front-end engineer or a full stack engineer. All right. We also have cybersecurity. We have content marketing, which is what I do. We have technical recruitment, which is also what I do. Um, we have graphic design, product design. Oftentimes, I usually divide these skills into two. We have one that involves that are more technical, and some that are not exactly technical. So, because some of these skills involves coding, while some do not necessarily involve. I don't know how to code. In fact, there are many tech founders that don't even know how to code. A lot of people usually believe that for you to be a tech founder, you have to know how to code, but that's a lie. I don't know if you guys know Inya Boyeji is, I mean, he was a co-founder of a company that became a unicorn in Nigeria, Flutterwave. He doesn't know how to code. If I made a tweet recently, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, that he doesn't know how to code and he doesn't code, you know, but he knows how to sell. He knows how to make a product go haywire, such that a lot of people had dropped that product. So that was his strength. So take your head away from, before I can make money from this freelancing thing or get a remote job, I have to be a software engineer. I have to learn how to code. I have to because coding is not exactly easy, to be very honest, and it takes time. I think old school is a school where you can learn engineering, I mean software engineering, and it takes about 1 year or so to get a diploma degree in software engineering. So it takes time. There's also ALX program, and these are some of the platforms that you can check to learn skills for free without having to pay anybody money. Okay, so so there are skills that involves coding. There are some that doesn't involve code. I think there's some part of data science that also involves coding. Like if you want to learn SQL and stuff, and there are also some part of data science that does not exactly involve coding, like data visualization. Um, advanced Excel and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So you need to start thinking that what skill can I leverage on? All right. So like I said, there are a lot of them out there. You need to now decide on which one do you think you already have, for those that already have a skill set, and also which one do you think you can learn so that you can provide value to a company, you can provide value to a client. Okay, because you have to have that perspective, because that will help you in it will make the journey easy for you, and you can exactly know what you want. That okay, I'm reaching out to this client so that I can help this client to solve this problem. I'm reaching out to this client so that I can help this client build a website for their business. Oh, I'm helping this client so that I can help this client make more money from the sales of this product. That is how you think. Because when you start crafting your cold email is also one part of freelancing or part of remote work. All right. When you start planning, when you start writing a cold email, you exactly know what to write. You exactly know how to approach, someone you've never spoken to before, someone you've never, had any prior relationship with, previously. You get what I'm saying? So that is how you think. Value, you know, how am I solving somebody's problem? See what I'm saying? For example, what was the problem that we are solving at GigsNet? We are trying to get many more Nigerian tech talent to get jobs abroad. That's a problem because Nigeria has one of the highest rate of unemployment in the world. So you see that there's a market for that already. You get what I'm saying? So you have to find a problem to solve. So I can easily influence people and tell people that, hey, you know what? If you learn this skill, if you have this skill, I can help you get a job. That's me solving somebody else's problem. And I can get pushed for you. I can decide to say, okay, for you to be able to get this job, you need to pay me this, or I take 10% or 20% out of your salary or something, That's what Talent Cure is also solving. I don't know if you guys have heard about Talent Cure. They help you get a job and then you pay from your salary, I think maybe for 3 months or for 6 months, in order for the service that was provided to you in getting you that job. So you need to start thinking on how you can help somebody's life, how you can help somebody's business. If you're a content marketer, you need to start thinking on how you can, draft a content strategy that will help you push or help a brand gain more visibility, you need to start thinking on how you can um, push out newsletters that will help to convert leads into customers. That's what you need to know about as a content marketer or as a digital marketer as well too. So from there, you can easily it now informs you on how you can approach, some of these platforms. If you're using platforms to get a job, or some of these individuals, if you're trying to target individuals directly. So first of all, pick a skill. Once you have the skill, learn the skill well. All right. And I was having a conversation recently with a friend, and it was like that, yeah, a lot of Nigerians love tech, but not many people have the discipline to learn tech because it involves discipline. For you to sit down with your laptop, and most of those edtech they're online. So you might need to it's not exactly physical where you have to go there, learn. You just have to sit down with your laptop and be watching YouTube videos or be watching tutorial videos. And it takes discipline to even sit down with your laptop and be watching videos because it can be boring. But that's where the discipline is. Am I making sense, guys? Let me get your feedback. Am I communicating? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Victor. Thank you. So you need to start. You need that discipline. It's discipline. It's not free money. A lot of people think it's free money because if you're in Nigeria and people say, you're earning in dollars. You're working with an international company. It's not exactly free money. There are times where you have to stay up at night to talk to clients. There are times where you have to stay up at night to even send proposals out to get a job. So it's not free money. You need that discipline to keep you going in this ecosystem. Okay, so once you learn a skill, once you have an idea of the fact that getting a remote job is more of you solving somebody else's problem than you sending 1,500 CVs. A lot of people do that. I was having a conversation recently, and a guy, he's also in Canada, and it was like that he has sent over 1,000 CVs in 2 days. I was like, that's crazy. So you need to start thinking on how you can be strategy and not just about sending a lot of CVs and all that stuff. Even though it's good, I mean, sometimes getting a job can also be a game of numbers. So you need to send out a lot of CVs out to be able to even get, some people that will interview you. But at the same time, you can also be more strategic in such a way that you give yourself a better chance because your CV is top notch, your whole emailing is top notch, your strategies are also top notch. Okay, so and I'm going to explain some of those strategies and I'll show you guys very soon. I just need to establish this foundation that getting a remote job is more of you helping somebody solve a problem, helping a company solve a problem, than the money involved. The money will come automatically, don't worry. I tell people a lot that if you want to play in this ecosystem, forget about the money. The money will come. Trying to know who except you get scammed, because you can also get scammed anyways. But if you're on the right platform, you follow the rules, you will get paid, you get your money and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So now let's come down to how to get a remote job. Okay, let's assume that all of you guys have a skill set, or some of you guys are already learning a skill set. Now you need to get a job. Now, there are different ways you can get a job. All right, particularly remote job now in this context. So there are freelance marketplaces. All right, and I'll explain everything. I'm going to show you as well. So there are freelance marketplaces. There are social media platforms. There are also job sites, and there's also referrals. In fact, there's even word of mouth. So people also get jobs through their portfolios. Yeah, people get jobs. In fact, my first job on Facebook as at 2016, 2017 was because I was sharing my works on Facebook. That was like Facebook was like my portfolio platform where I was writing stuff. And I wasn't even writing to get job. I was just writing. I just love writing, and I was just expressing my thoughts in and putting them into writing. That was it. That was it, to be very honest. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need there are different ways you can explore. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's exactly easy. It's not easy, but it is possible. Okay, it is possible. So it's not easy. If it were to be easy, I think almost everybody would be working remotely right now. Who doesn't like remote job? Well, I think there are some people that don't like remote job anyways. There's some people that just love on because it can be boring. It can be very boring. So you need to sorry. Um sorry. So as I was saying, you need what was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about different platforms to get a job and all that. So I mean, there are various ways people get jobs. So I'll start with the first one. The first one is the freelance marketplace, which a lot of people are familiar about. Okay, so there are a lot of them as well too. There's Jobspresso, there is Upwork, Fiverr, which a lot of people are familiar with. There is Guru, there is People Per Hour. There are quite a number of them actually, a lot actually. If you check my Twitter, you definitely see a lot of these websites that you can get a job from. But I'm focused on two, which is quite popular and which I've worked on and I've tested over time and I can explain very well. And your chances of getting jobs on those platforms are much higher than the other ones. Other ones are just competitors, but they still can't meet up to the standard of Upwork or Fiverr. Do you get what I'm saying? So Upwork and Fiverr are like two major platforms where a lot of people get jobs. Even though the platform is a bit competitive now, which is quite understandable because they now have more people, more users coming on the platform, so it can be tough. But a lot of people are also still getting jobs. A lot of people are also still getting jobs on that platform. Okay, so Fiverr is a very popular platform, all right. Where you can also what you just have to do there is to create gigs, all right, and clients will we call it orders. Clients will order your gig, and then you get paid. But I'll show you more about Upwork, all right. So I would explain to you. Let me see if I can share my screen. By the way, this is my first time using, not my first time, but I don't exactly like using Google Meet. I prefer Zoom. So I might struggle a bit with this screen sharing stuff. I'm not exactly a fan of Google Meet, but let's see. You guys should just tell me if you can see my screen. I'm not exactly a fan of Google Meet and stuff. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? You can unmute your microphone so I can be sure.
Yes, yes.
What can you see? Can you see Upwork?
Yes, Upwork.
Okay. I think I got it. I don't exactly use Google Meet, but it's fine. So this Upwork platform. Upwork is a very good. I mean, it's like number one, freelance marketplace in the world actually. And I love Upwork much more than I love Fiverr, and I think Upwork is better than Fiverr. A lot of people would agree with me actually. So Upwork is a platform where you can also get jobs. This one is not exactly hard in the sense that you don't have to look for clients like on your own. So Upwork is a platform that brings clients and freelancers together. So clients come on the platform, they put out jobs, and you can also bid for those jobs. So may the best bidder wins. That's the idea, because a lot of people will also bid on jobs, because that's why I said it's a bit competitive now. So it will require a lot of patience, a lot of consistency, and a lot of doing it rightly, because you can be consistently doing rubbish. You get what I'm saying? So it's always good that you have the understanding of how the platform works. If possible, you have somebody that's already on the platform that can put you through and explain some things to you. If not, you get frustrated, and that's fact. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of Nigerians complain about Upwork, because is it that they do not really exactly have the right knowledge about how the platform works, or they got tired. All right. But if you want to make money on Upwork, you can't afford to get tired. Even me, that I'm an expert on the platform, I still send out proposals of over 100, and I will get like just 10 replies. That's the reality. You get what I'm saying? That 10 reply, I can convert two of the clients, and those two of those clients can give me can give me jobs worth $5,000, worth $3,000, worth $2,500. Did I not still win in the end? I still won. It's still a win-win game. Do you get what I'm saying? But some newbies will come on the platform, send out 10, 20 proposals, and then they say the platform is not working, or they're not getting job. You can't get job. I tell people a lot that if you come on Upwork and then you are sending just 10, 20 proposals and you're giving up, you can't get jobs. Even me that have been on the platform for years, I still send out as many as 100 proposals. Do you get what I'm saying? So another set of people are those that are consistently doing something wrongly. They don't know how the platform works, because the platform is entirely different. For example, now there's something called cover letter on the platform. That cover letter is not exactly the same as the kind of cover letter we write for jobs in the usual.
Don't know that.
Please mute your microphone. So it's not exactly the same as the kind of cover letters we write in the usual job board. So it's different. So you need somebody to let you know that, oh, if you're writing an upward proposal or cover letter, you have to do it this way. You have to follow this. This has to be there. Do you get what I'm saying? So these are like some of the knowledge that you need to have. And then when you are consistent with it, you will get the right result. It's a matter of consistency. Yeah, I know it's hard. Consistency is hard. It's like it involves discipline, to be very honest, because imagine you are consistent and you are not getting results, you get tired. But that's what it is. You can't afford to fizzle out, or you can't afford to drop in the towel. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is the platform. This is how the platform works. We have various skill sets under various categories. Let me see if I can find them. So we have the top skills, and currently, I mean, the world is evolving, technology is evolving. A lot of people, we are now seeing new job descriptions or new job titles like AI. This was not there some 3-4 years ago. We have AI prompt engineers. AI is now taking over most of those things. Okay, I think AI has also affected a lot of writing jobs, actually, because writing jobs is not exactly as it used to be some years back when there was no AI or when AI was not mainstream. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't even know how to unshare my screen. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Can you guys still see my screen? I need water. Okay. Can you guys still see my screen? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Upwork, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So these are like the different skill sets. So like Upwork said, these are the top skills. See, generative AI is even number one, which is quite obvious because AI is everywhere now. So a lot of people are delving into this actually. So we have generative AI specialists, we have data entry specialists, we have video editors, we have data analysts, Shopify developers, Ruby on Rails developer, Android developer, content writer, copywriter, data scientist, front end engineer. So these are the different skills that I was talking about the other time. So can you see training skills, prompt engineers? Do you notice that I mentioned that AI content creators? Can you see the first four is even AI? In fact, the first five is AI. So if you can learn AI, trust me, you'll be hot in the job market. So as a freelancer or as a remote worker, you have to learn to evolve. Don't be static. All right, evolve your skill sets. Don't just learn new things. Actually, that's the point. Learn new things. Look at the training skills. Can you see that most of them, the first five, they are AI jobs. See, prompt engineering specialist, AI content creator, chat GPT specialist. And the reason why you are seeing all of this is because there are jobs under these categories. All right, AI chatbot specialist. So blockchain development, web development, Power BI, HR consulting. I'm also delving into this. Because that's what we do at GeeksNet. Ghostwriters, coders, developers, illustrators. Let's see top skills in the US. Accountants in the US, card designers in the US, fashion designers, ghostwriters, JavaScript developers. These are the top skills in the US. Anyways, so these are like the different skills that you can offer on Upwork. There are a lot of them. There's development and IT, there's AI services, design and creative, sales and marketing, there's admin. Let me show you some of the skills under each of those categories. Yeah, so this is it. So there's mobile development, there's Shopify development, there's WordPress development, there's data visualization, there's machine learning, there's cyber security, and data protection. Then under sales and marketing, let me show you sales and marketing. There's lead generation, there's SEO, there's Facebook advertising, there's marketing, there's strategy, there's video marketing. Under design and creative, this is where you have graphic design and the likes. There's logo design, Photoshop editing, web and mobile design, presentation design. This presentation design is hot cake. If you know how to design decks, I mean pitch decks, you are in fact you are a hot cake in the market. There was a lady I brought to our community at the GigsNet. She had made over $2 million on Upwork, and she's just a pitch deck designer. She's a pitch deck designer. Let me see if I can find her profile. Oh, is my Twitter not connected? Let me see. Her name is Courtney. Courtney. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, hold on. Let me. There was a time I made a tweet about her, so let me just search for my account. Okay, so this is Courtney. As you can see, can you see her earning? She made over $2 million on Upwork. $2 million. This is how Upwork, and she has worked 1,000 plus jobs. She has worked for 15,000 plus hours. We had a call with her, a Zoom meeting with her, and then she was expressing how she was able to make a lot of success on Upwork. So it is possible. It is very possible. And she has been on Upwork for like 5-6 years thereabout. There's also a guy called Josh Bones. Josh has also made his earning is close to $1 million right now, actually. So these are like people that you can follow if you want to make success on Upwork. He has a YouTube channel where you can learn more about Upwork. He posts tips on how you can make success on Upwork. So these are like various skill sets that you can leverage on Upwork, and you're good. So all you just have to do is sign up. Signing up is very easy, so I won't go deep into that. But I'll show you how the platform is. I have a demo account that I usually use to explain when I'm on a call like this. So just sign up, and you gain access into the platform. It's not exactly difficult, okay? But I want to show you the platform itself, how it works, so you can exactly have an idea. Let me see. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
What can you see?
Still Upwork.
Okay. Log into Upwork. Okay, yeah, cool. So let me log into that demo account. That account is not working anymore, so it's very good to teach. I can use it to teach. Rob James 234. Let me see. Yeah, so this is the account. So once you create your account, this is how the platform looks like. Can you see that? Then you can go to your profile. Let's go to your profile. So you have to set up your profile actually. So this is the profile. And first of all, if you're uploading your picture, please ensure that you use a very professional picture. Your picture tells a lot about your Upwork account. So you can't afford to use pictures that doesn't sell you. It's like a professional profile actually. Though I'm still going to talk about LinkedIn anyways. So you have to ensure that you use a profile picture that is sellable. Okay, then the next thing is your profile description. Now, this is profile description. This is where you sell yourself actually. All right. So I usually advise that you qualify yourself. All right, add some qualifiers to your skill set. For example, let's say you are a graphic designer. You can put something like expert graphic designer. All right, instead of just writing graphic design or logo designer, put expert, because one might asking to add expert. There's something called SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. All right. So there's some clients that they use those specific keywords to search for people on Upwork, even on Google generally. So oftentimes, if you're looking for a designer, they'll just go on Google and write expert graphic designer or professional graphic designer. And if your profile is well optimized for that particular keyword, your profile comes up first. So they can check your profile and then they can send you an invite. Because there are two ways you can get jobs on Upwork. You can either get jobs by bidding for jobs, which involves applying with your proposals, or you can get jobs by you receiving invites from clients directly. All right, I still have a couple of invites that I've even received that I've not even checked because I've been quite busy, this past few days. So optimization is very important. If you want to get job as a result of invites, instead of you applying. All right. So clients will check your profile and see if your profile is well optimized enough for a particular keyword, then Upwork will suggest your profile to that client, and you can start, you know, conversing with the client. And applying for that job is free. It doesn't involve any connect. I'll talk about connect too later on. So it is exactly free. So your profile description always add the qualifier to you, like expert graphic designer or professional content marketer or digital marketer or tech savvy virtual assistant. You know, if you're a virtual assistant or you're looking for virtual assistant role, then you need to be tech savvy. At least know how to handle some basic tools like Zoom, like how to set up meetings using Calendly, like how to use some project management platforms like Asana, like ClickUp, like Monday.com. If you're a project manager, too, you have to be familiar with some of these tools like Monday.com. You have to know how to use agile principles. There are different models. We have the waterfall models. You know, you don't have to be. You have to use some of those keywords that you have in your industry to be able to optimize your profile. Because oftentimes when clients are posting a job or they are looking out for freelancers for a particular job, they use that keywords to find those freelancers. All right. So once you have something like expert graphic designer, then put a dash, then you can now list the tools that you can use, the tools that would make you stand or that makes you stand out as a freelancer. So, for example, now if you're a graphic designer, what tools are you familiar with? It could be Adobe XD, it could be Photoshop, it could be Illustrator. So you can put something like that, like Adobe SD. You can put something like Photoshop. Let's put PS. That's the short form of Photoshop. What other tool the graphic designer use? Maybe Illustrators. Sorry, Illustrators. So add your skill set to it. I mean, your tools, some of those tools that you're familiar with. All right, add it to it so that because clients will always use these keywords in their job postings or even their job titles. So if your profile is optimized for that, that's what a lot of people don't know. If your profile is optimized for that, then your Upwork itself will suggest your profile to that client and you can start getting jobs like that without you having to apply for a job. Let's say if you're an expert software engineer, all right, what are the tools or languages that you know how to use as a software? You can put something like that, HTML, let's say CSS, what else again? JavaScript, you know, something like that. You get what I'm saying? Those are the skill sets or the languages that you can code that make you stand out as a freelancer. If you're also a business analyst, which is what I have currently on this profile, can you see business analyst, Excel, SPSS? You can add something like maybe you know how to use Tableau or you know how to use Power BI. Those are some of the tools that business analysts use. Just add it there to it, and then your profile will be able to optimize for that. Then your hourly rate. Now, this is one mistake that a lot of newbies make because they usually think that whatever they put as the hourly rate is what they'll get hired for. No, your hourly rate is because if you're in most advanced countries, they work per hour. So you get paid per hour. So you get paid for your time, basically, actually. So if it will take you 10 days, let me know use days. If it take you 10 hours to code a website, you get paid for that 10 hours of work. So if your hourly rate is $20, so it will be 20 times 10, which is $200 for that time. But as a newbie, you can't just put 70. Sometimes I will check some newbies account and I will see $70, I will see $80, I will see $90. No, no. As a newbie, you have to start from small actually, because you are building. You don't have a portfolio, you don't have a work history. So you need to lower your rate. Actually, I usually advise that start with $20. Start with $20 as a newbie. Okay. Start with $20 is very good to start with actually as a newbie. So don't overshoot yourself too much. Then under this one is your profile description. For your profile description, this one describes your strengths, it describes your skill sets, your project. This is where your portfolio also comes in. If you have some portfolio links that you can add to that, you can add it to your profile description. Your portfolio is called proof of work, which I'm still going to explain later. This is where you include your portfolio. Can you see your portfolio? So your portfolio is where you had some of the previous works that you have done in the past. Maybe you have developed a website before. You can even take screenshot of that website and upload it as a portfolio. Maybe you have a video, maybe you're a video editor and you have some couple of videos that you have worked on. You can add those videos. Your profile doesn't have to make sense at the start. All right. If you're just starting out, your profile has to be top notch so that you won't just rely on having to apply for jobs all the time, but you can, get invites for jobs. So your portfolio is where you, if you have soft copy of any work you've done before, you're feel free to upload your portfolio. And these are like the major thing that you need to upload under your website, under your profile rather. Sorry. Then don't forget your educational background, uh, your language. It's always preferable that you put native or bilingual there. All right, because most clients are always they're always looking for native speakers. Okay, then the main thing is now for you to now start applying for jobs. So if you want to apply for job, Upwork usually upload jobs almost every time. You get what I'm saying? So let's see most recent. So there was a job that was uploaded 28 minutes ago, but that's because today is Sunday. So that's why you're not exactly, you might not see many jobs on Upwork on a Sunday or on weekends generally. But at the same time, let me give you one tip. If you're a newbie, one best time to also get a job on Upwork is on weekends, because a lot of people are resting, a lot of people are relaxed. So the competition will not be as fierce as during the week. That is one tip you need to know as a newbie. So try and apply for jobs on weekends. Although you might not see many jobs to apply for, but that few ones that you apply for, your chances are higher, because a lot of people don't apply for jobs on weekends. So that's one way to also beat the competition. That's a tip, by the way. So these are the kind of jobs that you'd see, based on your profile. All right, this profile is a writing profile. That's why you are seeing writing jobs. So you are feel free to set up your profile based on your skill set. Then let's see this one: self improvement blogger, multiple articles per day, $100 for 1,000 words. This is a very good pay. $100 for 1,000 words. That's good. You know, if you have access to ChatGPT, whatever. So if you want to reply, if you want to sorry, if you want to reply this client, all you just have to do is to submit a proposal. Now I'll teach you guys on how to write a proposal. Okay, look at I have some major tip on proposal writing. I'll show you. Let me go back to my Twitter. There was one time I posted it on Twitter. Come in. By the way, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I mean, I'm like the best guy you can follow on Twitter if you want to get a remote job. Um, yes, this is it. This is the proposal hack that I've been using, and I've used it to train a lot of people, and it still works. So number one, address client by their names. So oftentimes, for example, look at this job now. Where's that job? Let me go back to Chrome. Look at this job. Look at this job. So the client did not put his or her name there, so you might not exactly know the name of the client. So another one tip to also know the name of a client is scroll down, you see job history. So there are times where a client usually, a freelancer usually mention a client's name where you can see based on their feedback. But this one doesn't have much freelancer that he has worked with, so you might not exactly see. Let me find one job. So this person has spent 5K on Upwork. Let's see if he has reviews. Okay, so great client. This one did not mention his name. Great client. Let's see another one. Thank you. Look at, I enjoyed working with Mr. Will and hope to have an opportunity to work with him again. So this guy's name is Mr. Will. Mr. Will. So if you want to apply for this guy's job, what I'll just do is that, hey, Mr. Will, that's what I'll start with. Remember the tip that I give here. Always mention the client. Always, start your conversation by mentioning the client's name. All right. So I mean, everybody finds their name very emotional. So mentioning people's name usually appeal to their emotions, and that's something you need to know about, freelancing or code emailing itself. You have to appeal to people's emotions so that they can actually talk to you, so that they can actually reply you. Do you know what I'm saying? Now the next line is to show them that you have read the job description. So oftentimes, clients usually know that freelancers don't read job description. That some of them already have a template proposal, or a template resume, or a template cover letter, and they'll just use it, and it's generic. So for you to stand out, always show the client that you have read the job description. All right. So you say something like, I have gone through your job description. I see that you are looking for a software developer that has so skills, so that the client can know that, this person actually read the job description. Okay, so that's one hack that you can use in your proposal. Then the third one is, so for example, let's go back to that job that I showed you. So Let's see this one. So this one, they said writer needed to write 500 word article about working from home in various countries around the world. So if I want to start this proposal, what I would say is that, oh, hey Will, or hey Mr. Will, or whatever. I've gone through your job description and I see that you need writers. You need a writer to help you write a 500 word article about working from home from various countries. I'll just copy this particular keyword directly. Backham, you don't even have to tweak too much. You don't even have to do too much. Just copy that, line and add it and personalize it. That, oh, I saw that you wrote this and you need this, so that will give the client a sense that, oh, this person actually took time to read the job description. You get what I'm saying? So that's one way to stand out as a newbie, because the competition is fierce. All right, so you need to stand out by going extra. Okay, so that's one tip that you can add to your proposal. Let's see. So then number 3, tell a short line about a similar client you help related to their project. This line is very important because a lot of clients love people that are done something similar to what they have done or to what they need actually. So they love experienced people, they love experienced folks. So you need to show or demonstrate to the client that, hey, yeah, I see that you need a content writer to help you write a blog post about your automobile company. All right. If you now tell them that, hey, you know what? I just finished writing, or I once worked with an automobile. Oh, sorry. Was that automobile that I gave as an example? Yeah, I just worked with an automobile company recently where I helped them publish their blogs, wrote their blogs in a particular tone or style. If you tell that to a client, the client will be like, oh, okay, wow. So you've done something similar to what I'm looking for. So you become a preference, and you can now move into talking stage. Talking stage is like interview stage with the client. So the client can message you and ask you questions, and you guys can move from there. So clients always love people that have done something similar to what they are looking for. They prefer experienced people because they are spending money, they are going to pay you. So they need someone that will not give them problems, someone that knows the job. So as a newbie, you might not exactly have that experience, but one thing you need to know is that you can create that experience. And I tell people, because a lot of newbies will ask again, okay, I'm just starting out, I don't have previous clients I've worked with, how do I do that? Create your own experience. All right. I usually tell a lot of newbies that be your own first client, be the first person to hire yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can create stuff, you can create free work, you can volunteer for people, you can create template samples, you can join communities. For example, now in our community, you can easily come on our community and say, oh hey, our name of our community is Freelance Hub. So as a Freelance Hub community, I need a sample on an e-commerce copy or something, or anything you have. I mean, there are a lot of people that will show up for you and send you those copies. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's always advisable that you create samples, create templates that you can share, or case studies that you can share with clients before you start applying for jobs, actually, because that will make you stand out. Remember that the competition is fierce, so you need to go extra. You need to go extra. That's the point. You need to go extra. Okay, so then number 4, avoid overusing the word high. So high is that, so a lot of people usually use high, I did this, I did that, I've done this, I did this. Let me go back to Chrome. Are you following what I'm teaching, guys? Are we together? Let me get some emoji if we are here. You can also unmute your microphone and talk so I can be sure that I'm communicating. Okay, thank you guys.
Yes, we're following.
All right, cool stuff, cool stuff. So avoid using the word high, because a lot of people use the word high. I've done this, I have 10 years of experience. No, nobody needs all of that. Put the client, I usually say this, that put the client job on the spotlight 100%. Avoid, I've worked with this person, I have 10 years of experience, particularly that line of I have 20 years of experience. You don't need all of that. Just focus on the job directly. All those ones can go into your profile description, not your proposal. The proposal should put a client job on the spotlight 100%. That should be what your proposal should be about. Okay, so don't use the word high too much, except if you are using the word high in relation to a similar project that you have done that is related to what the client is looking out for. Then you can definitely use the word high, but don't overuse it. That's the point. Then the last one is your CTA. Okay, I wrote don't focus on your education. No one cares. That was just a subtle jab to make the tweets. You know. So the point is nobody actually cares about your educational background when it comes to freelancing, except if your educational background is related to your skill sets. For example, you're a software engineer and then you're also studying software engineering in school. Obviously, that's related. So you can include your educational background for that. Or you are a business analyst and then you're actually studying or you actually studied business analysis in school. Then that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? But don't sorry. Hello, can you guys still there?
Yes, we're here.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So don't focus too much on your education if your education is not exactly related. For example, I studied microbiology in school, so my education is not related to what I'm doing now. So I don't see the point where I should include my educational background when I'm applying for a job because it's not exactly important right now. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but if your education is related to what you have as a skill set, I mean, as your tech skills, then I mean, be bold. It will add to you actually. It will add more value to you, such that you're more considered for the role than other people. So that's how freelancing platform like Upwork works. Let me go to some other platform before our time because I'm trying to look at the time. I'm managing the time well. So another platform you can also get jobs would be LinkedIn, which is quite popular. I mean, a lot of people know LinkedIn as a professional platform where people get jobs. Okay, but not many people know how to use it. Last time I checked, LinkedIn had, let me see how many million people or how many million users does LinkedIn have. Last time I checked, the numbers 930 million users. You see how crazy that is? Let me share my screen so you guys can see my screen. Um, Look at. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see? Hello. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, so look at LinkedIn has 930 million users. You see, that's crazy. So you have 930 million people on LinkedIn, professional people, because LinkedIn is a professional platform. So you see how wild LinkedIn is, but not many people know how to use the platform, and a lot of people usually bash the platform. That, oh, this is not even my LinkedIn. Let me see if I can log in my LinkedIn account. Yeah, this is my LinkedIn account. So a lot of people usually bash the platform. LinkedIn, people lie on LinkedIn, people do stuff on LinkedIn and all that, but there are still people that get jobs on LinkedIn that use LinkedIn to get jobs. But primarily, what you need to understand about LinkedIn is that you have to first of all understand optimization. Oh, I even have up to 7,000 followers. I've not exactly been active on LinkedIn for like 1 year now, but I'm also planning to come back on LinkedIn as soon as I have more time. Okay, so they have about seven. Okay, that's it by the way. The first thing you need to understand about LinkedIn is that LinkedIn is a professional platform, and optimization works well in LinkedIn rather. You get, so you need to ensure that your profile is well optimized in the sense that you are expressing your service offering to people clearly. So you know the problem that you are solving. You know how you are also solving that problem. For example, now look at it. I wrote here that I connect companies with a prevented freelance community of skilled data talent. So that means that makes it easy for companies to reach out to me and say, oh, okay, I need a software engineer. Oh, can you make this happen? Oh, I need a business development analyst. Can you make this happen? Because I have clearly stated what I do here. So that is optimization. So you have to clearly state what you do and how you are solving that problem on your LinkedIn. So LinkedIn should not just be a software developer, a graphic designer. No. What are you solving? Oh, I help B2B businesses make more sales through content strategy. That's one problem that you're solving. So you have to put it there on your LinkedIn. Oh, I help solve design problem so that users can be able to interact more with your website or something. You can shorten it anyways. You can use ChatGPT to even shorten it. ChatGPT is even there. So all this thing I'm saying, you can even do everything on ChatGPT. All right. So if you have to actually learn how to leverage on AI, even me, I use ChatGPT often. I'm sure you can see my ChatGPT account. If I'm a premium user, so I pay $20 per month because I use it a lot, because I know how it has helped my life as a writer or as a content marketing expert. So you can use that ChatGPT to do all of these things, and it will give you stuff and help you optimize your profile properly. That profile description that I was talking about on Upwork, I use ChatGPT for it, and it will write stuff for. Just give it the right prompts, and it will write stuff for you, and you can just edit, change some things, so that it doesn't look like you are copying and pasting. So this is your profile title. It has to be well optimized, or your headline, as they call it on LinkedIn. Then the next one is your featured post. This featured post is like your portfolio section. All right, it's like your portfolio section where you publish your work for potential recruiters to come on your profile to see your work. So that's why I added some of my interviews that I've had with some TV stations in Nigeria, with some tech startups and stuff, so that they can exactly know that, oh, okay, this guy is a technical recruiter. Oh, he has tech talent around him. He can help us find the talent that we're looking out for. That is why this is my portfolio, because I'm not exactly using my LinkedIn to find content writing jobs or content marketing jobs like that, because I'm pivoting. Do you get? So ensure that you have a portfolio, anything that will push your work, anything that would make someone be proud of your work, please upload it as your portfolio section on LinkedIn. Then the next one that is very important is your about us. About us is like your profile descriptions. All right. So can you see my profile description is about technical IT recruitment, help you on site services, sales and technology recruitment. These are the kind of recruitment that we do at GigsNet, that I also facilitate at GigsNet. Full life cycle recruitment, social and internet recruiting, global corporate recruiting. Basic. What I do is I believe in partnering with the hiring managers and market management team to shape recruitment strategy and drive recruiting events that attract the most qualified candidates. Very simple and clear. I've explained what I do in just one sentence. Do you get what I'm saying? So then I spoke about my expertise. And all of these keywords, all of these are keywords that people are looking out for. So you have to also ensure that you are particular about the keywords that are being used in your industry, that people are searching for. Do you get what I'm saying? So technical and IT recruitment, global talent acquisition, talent pipeline development, strategic sourcing and hiring, candidate qualification and all that stuff. So what I do is strategically source and hire amazing employees who contribute to the organization's performance and growth. I understand what is required to build a strong candidate pipeline, and I've thoroughly experienced sourcing top candidates through multiple channels. Can you see how simple, detailed, and explanatory my profile description is on LinkedIn? So any client that needs me knows what I do. They know the kind of problem that I can help them solve as an individual or as a technical recruiter. So then your experience, obviously, the client companies that you have worked for, the client that you have worked for, some of the trainings that you have taken part before, please add it. Your experience should not be vacant, actually. Then your education is not exactly needed like that, but you can add your education there. I graduated from IFE, studying microbiology and stuff. Then here, this part is very important. Skills. Your skill set is very, very, very important. So pick some major keywords from your industry and add them to your skill set. Then get people to endorse your skills. You can join community. That's what communities are for, actually. You can join communities that would help you so that you guys can network with each other and you can give yourself endorsement. That one is like free. All right, just connect with each other on LinkedIn. In fact, what you can do right here on this group or on this call, connect with each other, send each other a connection request on LinkedIn, then request for an endorsement and a recommendation. All right, to make the work easier for the other person, you can even write the kind of recommendation that you want to have on your profile. Just send it to the person, let the person copy and paste it and write it for you. Like that, you've gotten few recommendations like that for free. instead of having to wait till you work with clients or till you work with companies. Do you get what I'm saying? All right. So that's one of the advantages of joining communities. So you can have people to network with, because LinkedIn is actually about networking. It's actually about networking. I have a couple of people in our communities that have gotten jobs with Investopedia. They have gotten jobs with many great companies, even Microsoft, through networking on LinkedIn. I've worked with Johnson and Johnson before. Johnson and Johnson is a very huge company, worth billions of dollars. Okay, so and they have various products, pharmaceutical product, dairy products, home care product. And, you can search Johnson and Johnson, and you can know how big they are. And I've worked with them before. Then I was even in Nigeria then. Anyways, you get what I'm saying? So get endorsement from people, recommendations. All right, these are some of the people that I've trained about freelancing. I've gotten them jobs, stuff. All right, and I have a lot of recommendations on my profile actually. And this is one of the things that have really helped me on LinkedIn. All right, so once you do that, once your profile is set, all right, you just have to do small work. All right, which is you having to stay on publish content. All right, but I even some people that are on LinkedIn are getting jobs, and they're not even exactly content creators or something, but it's just that it's good for you to, it increases your visibility when you start pushing out content. All right, because I noticed that when I stopped publishing content, let me see my activity, because I've not exactly been active on LinkedIn. Let me see my activity. My activity was okay, 3 weeks ago. Okay, this was when I had an interview with Gray. Okay, I posted 1 month ago. This was the campaign anyway. This was a marketing campaign I did for Gray, company like that. So I haven't exactly been posting 5 months ago, 1 year ago. Can you say I've not exactly been active? Because I noticed that when I stopped being active on LinkedIn, my this thing reduced. It kind of, sometimes recruiters just send you DMs and all that. You reduce a bit because I stopped posting. So posting on LinkedIn really helps your visibility actually. So if you can, please post on LinkedIn, post content around your skill set, obviously. Post content around your skill set, post it, So please do that actually. I used to be very active on LinkedIn, but I don't know, I just got very busy and I stopped posting. It can be very draining, growing different social media accounts, So I just decided to focus on my Twitter account, and I'm using that as well too. Okay, so that's how you optimize your LinkedIn profile actually. Then from there, you can now start connecting with the right prospect. That's also one tip you need to know. Don't connect with any app. See, let me show you my connection request. I'm sure I have a lot of it. Can you see? 162 connection request. Why did I not accept it? Because most of them, they are not my potential clients. I would rather prefer that they follow me instead than sending me connection request. All right. So my connection request is strictly for my prospects. Prospects are people that are likely to work with me. Other people can follow me. If you want to learn freelancing, you want to learn remote work and all that, and you want to follow me on LinkedIn, why not just click the follow instead of having to connect directly? All right, so you can follow me. That's why I have over 7,000 followers actually. So because this connection request is meant to be strategic, it is meant to be strategic. It will only connect with prospects. I'm not saying you should not connect with your friends. I think you can have up to about 30,000 connections. Actually, I think that's like the maximum for LinkedIn, maybe 30,000 or so. I'm not exactly sure. So, and 30,000 is a lot of numbers. So, I'm sure you can't even exhaust it. But me, I've ensured that my connections, they are very, very strategic and specific. Strategic and specific. So know the people that you're connecting with. Connect with industry makers, industry decision makers in companies like the VO. I said, did I just say the VO? The VP of sales and marketing, hiring managers. You can also connect with head of products. You can connect with head of engineering if you're a software engineer or something. You can connect with just connect with major decision makers that are the ones hiring on LinkedIn. Those are the people that you should connect with. If you want to work with PiggyVest, I would advise that find who the hiring managers hire in PiggyVest. If you want to connect with PiggyVest, you can also connect with the co-founders. Some of them do hiring directly. LinkedIn is about networking. It's about referrals. If I know you and I know that you post content on Upwork, I can easily refer you to some other people that are looking out for your skill set. Do you get what I'm saying? So LinkedIn is about, you have to be visible and you have to connect. Once, it's a different thing for you to be visible to the wrong audience. Hello, it's a different thing. So you have to be visible to the right audience. The right audience will mean the right prospect if you're looking for a job. But if you just want to use your LinkedIn as as a form of creating content alone, maybe you just need followers, you need to be recognized, then you don't need all of that. But if you are trying to use LinkedIn to get a remote job, then you need to be strategic with it. The connection request, be strategic with it. Okay. Then also, one way to also get a job on LinkedIn is particularly a remote job. Always look out for companies that are under YC or Techstars. So just come on this thing and put Techstars. Techstars. So these like a venture capital private equity principals that help to fund some major tech companies. So they usually upload, in fact, you should follow Techstars. Can you say I also follow them? They usually upload, different companies that they are funding. All right. So, and also once you have funding, it means that those companies have money and they can hire more people. So once a company raises money, I'm sure you must have heard about pre-seed, Series A, Series B, even Series C. So once companies raise money, then they have more money to be able to accommodate more employees. So they put out jobs. So once you follow Techstars, you can exactly know the companies that are raising money, and you can be aware and start targeting either their hiring manager or their co-founders or their VP of sales and stuff like that. Those are the minute strategies to win on LinkedIn. Then follow YC, Y Combinator. They are also involved in helping to raise money for helping to their investors, all right, and fellowships that tech startups can be a part of. Okay, so there are some companies that are under YC per year. So there's usually like quotes. So you can easily follow them. So example, this guy now is the founder at Skillsa and he's under YC. So you can connect with him because he's a prospect. Great is under YC actually, and I've worked with Great. Great is a Nigerian company anyway, so you can exactly know. You can change your location if you want just United States, companies in the US that are under YC, maybe companies in California, maybe companies in Canada. Just put Canada there. So if you give you companies that are in Canada that are under YC, just see the results. So can you see YC backed? So you can YC backed. Can you see YC alumni? Can you see did you build software YC 2021? But always target current YC. Like 2022 is still recent. All right, 2022. I'm not sure YC has admitted some people into 2023 yet, but target the ones that are recent so you can exactly know. Okay, YC 2023 is here already. See, this guy is the city of Peer AI YC 2023. So you can target this guy. CTOs to have some sort of hiring leverage, so you can target them. So this guy now, if I want to know more about him, just click on his profile. So his company is Peer AI and they're under YC. So is in California actually. So you can send him a cold email or connect with him or a cold DM. That sounds to be strategic. So if I want to connect with this guy now, I'll just click on more connect. I'll connect with him because he has a company that's under YC. This is the name of the company, Peer AI. All right. Like I told you that AI is winning right now. So this is the name of the company, Peer AI. Can you see that? Peer is the first truly mobile first education platform. Let's see the number of employees they have. See people. So they just have 7 employees. Can you see that? Just 7 employees. So that means that there's a room to hire more people. It's a new startup anyway. So, but they're under YC. It means that they must have raised money. That's what the strategies that you need to use to get jobs on LinkedIn. Are we following, guys? Hello.
Yes, we
Can
are.
you hear?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you, Olamide.
Okay. Thank you. Let me go back. So I mentioned Techstars, I mentioned YC. Follow these pages so you can get updated and start looking out for people or companies, startups that are under YC. If you're looking for a remote job that is not Nigerian based, then you need to change your location, to you need to, just like the way I changed my location here. All right, pick the locations that you're familiar with, and you can start looking out for those companies. Sometimes you can have a list of about 100 companies that are under YC or they're under Techstars, and you can now start connecting with those decision makers in those companies. Remember, I mentioned that that is how you spend your connection wisely. So you now start connecting with those decision makers in this company. Then you can engage with their posts sometimes. Then or just send them a cold DM actually, or like, hey, I see that you're building this. All right, mention your skill set. Something similar to what's to proposal on Upwork. All right, I see that you're building this. Mention your skill set. I would love to work with your company if there's an opportunity. I have my CV attached or my resume attached, and before you know it, you could get called for an interview. That's how I get jobs on LinkedIn. I'm telling you for free. That is how I get jobs. All right. So, but it's a game of numbers as well too. There are some people that will air you. Some will see your country, Nigeria. All right, and they'll just air you. Some will tell you that you need a work visa. I'm sure you guys must have encountered that. Oh, before you can work in the US, maybe you apply for a remote job in the US. They'll tell you that you have a work visa. They'll tell you that they can't sponsor your is it HB1 or what do people call it in the US? Visa. Hey, Victor, you're in the US, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's
What's the name of
H1B.
H1B? Okay, H1B.
Yeah.
So some will tell you that they can't sponsor that. I mean, that's one of major obstacles that you would get if you are in Nigeria,
Yeah.
actually. So, but there's really no solution to that actually, except you can convince them, except your skill is really, 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 really hard to find, such that they can't hire anybody from the US or from outside the USF. You get what I'm saying? So, except your skill is that much needed, that's where you would find cases where a company will actually sponsor you. And Canada also does that actually. There's this I think skilled
Really?
worker or something. Yeah, they do that also in Canada, but it's hard and it's fierce because it's like 1 out of 1,000 people that usually get that actually.
Oh,
So that's why I tell people that if you want to relocate, you can relocate normally, maybe through study routes, maybe through express entry or permanent residence route. All right, then from there, because it's easier to get a remote job outside Nigeria, to be very honest. But if you're in Nigeria, you have to work harder. All right. So, and it worked for me when I was in Nigeria. Do you get what I'm saying? So, it could be harder, but it involves a lot of perseverance, consistency. I remember when I mean consistency, doing the right thing consistently. All right. And you not giving up. So, when I was doing all of this code emailing, sometimes I could send about 200 code emails in 1 week. So that means that I will have done my prospecting. Prospecting means I will have had a list of companies I want to send code emails to. All right. Then what I usually do is I usually have a spreadsheet. I would, okay, Monday to Friday, maybe send 50 connection requests, because you should not send a lot of connection requests. If not, LinkedIn might block your account. So you can limit it like 20 connection requests per day so that your account doesn't get blocked. So I could send about 100 connection requests in a week. And before I even start sending them code DMs, I will ensure I engage with some of their posts so that they can know that, okay, this guy is really interested in me or something, or in my company or something. You get what I'm saying? So once you engage with their post, then maybe I'll watch them for a couple of months or weeks. I'll have done my research about the company very well. All right. And I can now send them a code DM about this, about this, about that. One angle I usually use again to get jobs is I usually use my Twitter profile to get jobs, because my Twitter, I mean, I have close to about 100 followers on Twitter, and I'm used to marketing. So I can tell them that, okay, you have this product. I can also push this product to my audience. Even I can even tell them I want to do it for free for them. But oftentimes they will pay me, because one thing I notice about white people is that they don't like free work. They will always pay you for your service. So, but you can use that free work to win them over. Those are the tricks. Like I said, remote job is not exactly hard if you can understand some of these tricks. That is where knowledge comes in. Do you get? So I could tell them that, oh, okay, I don't mind using my Twitter page to push your product, and even doing it for free. You get what I'm saying? I'll tell them I have almost about 100,000 followers on Twitter, particularly if the product is now related to my audience. I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter, you see that I've done some influencer marketing for some products. Some of them are from some of my companies I've worked with. Then some of them are some brands in Nigeria that I reach out for influencer marketing campaigns and stuff. You get what I'm saying? So you have to find an angle to stand out if you are in Nigeria. Yes, a lot of people usually say that getting a remote job as a Nigerian, or if you are living in Nigeria, is hard. True. But you need to now work extra. All right. When I was in Nigeria, I got jobs. All right. I was still able to break into that market even when I was in Nigeria. Do you get what I'm saying? So those are like so it's just about learning some of those strategies, those tips here and there, and then being consistent with it. Okay. So aside from LinkedIn, also there are social media platforms like Twitter. If you know how to use Twitter too, Twitter is also a very good place to network because Twitter is like everybody's equal on Twitter. You can even boost a potential employer. You can throw bant at a potential employer. You can drag a potential employer. That's how crazy Twitter is actually. But if you know what you want on Twitter, then you know how to do your day, and you know you know, um, how to use the platform well. All right. And that's what I do on Twitter. I don't like Walla. I don't like being dragged, and I don't drag people. Except I just want to catch crew sometimes, which is very rare. So I just use my Twitter for my business. And I use it to also network. Do you get what I'm saying? So Twitter is also that very place where you can network, you can also share your work, you can also join communities. Like I know there's design community on Twitter, there's freelancing community on Twitter, there's software dev community on Twitter. There's if you're into software engineering, you can just follow Ax Sultan. He's the co-founder of Alt School. If you have not heard about Alt School is I'm giving Alt School a free adverts, but it's fine. But also is a school where you can actually learn tech skills, both coding skills and non-code skills or no code skills actually. So you can also follow them, and you can easily use that to network with some of your or some of the people that you get have the same goals with and all that stuff. You get so um join Twitter. Twitter is good is a good place to network actually. You can follow most Nigerian tech founders. We have the likes of Tosin Olasende, she's the founder of Money Africa. We have the likes of Odun Eweni, she's the founder of Piggyvest. We have Iyaboyeji, the founder of Florida Wave. We have Benga, also the founder of the CEO of Florida Wave. We have Shola, Shola, the founder of Paystack, and Ezra, which is also the co-founder. I mean, Twitter is a good place to network with these people actually, and you can even be conversing, engaging with your tweet, and before you know it, they can start recommending you for opportunities, even if they are not hiring directly for their company. They can actually recommend you. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I love Twitter. Twitter doesn't restrict you. All right, it brings people closer to you, particularly when you're not engaging with people. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you start engaging with people and also you start posting your work, all right, you start pushing out your work on Twitter, it helps you get noticed and people can recommend you for jobs. Another cheat code that you can use to gain jobs on Twitter is you can do a free work for a company, even without the company requesting you to do that. All right, there was one guy that made a design prototype for Payday. I don't know if you guys have heard about Payday before. It's a fintech, all right, that helps you to create virtual cards and stuff. But there was a guy on Twitter, a designer. He created a design mock-up or something. I don't know whatever they call it in design, in design industry. But he got a lot of attention on Twitter. He did it for free for them actually. In fact, much better than the way their app is currently safe. And a lot of the tweets blew up. A lot of people were recommending the guy, were commending the guy for the mock-up that he did. Right there, somebody was asking him that she sent his resume to his DM. So I'm sure that guy must have gotten a job right now, actually, even if the guy was to be on job hunting, actually. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said you have to go the extra mile. And that is what many people don't want to do. Many people just want to sit down, because the kind of DMs I get, just, oh, hey, hi, Lambs, I need a remote job. Or how can I get a remote job? And in my mind, I was like, it's some very vague questions. You get what I'm saying? So you need to go the extra mile and apply some of these tips. If you can do all of these things consistently, and if you don't get a job in 6 months, come back to me. In fact, I will give you money. If you can show me evidence that, Lambs, I attended your program at Caris, and you said this, you did it, I did this, I did that, and nothing happened in 6 months. In fact, I will give you $100 actually, because I know that it works if you can be consistent with it and you do it well. Do you get what I'm saying? So I use some of this platform, Instagram. I know a lot of people also get jobs on Instagram, particularly if you're a content creator. But I'm not exactly a fan of Instagram because creating content on Instagram can be very stressful. So that's why I don't exactly use Instagram like that. So, but a lot of people get jobs on Instagram. Some people also get jobs on platforms like Reddit, Quora. I don't exactly know much about that because I haven't gotten jobs there, but I know people get jobs from joining communities. You can also join our community, freelance community. We also put out job postings. Follow me on Twitter. I also put out job posting for people, and you can actually apply for some of these jobs. All right. Lastly, what I'll talk about is there are also remote job platforms, but I'm not exactly a fan of it too because you could get scammed. Some of them are fake jobs. All right. Let me just put it out there. Any job offer that asks you that you must pay a security fee is a scam. Please know that any job offer that asks you that you must pay a security fee or something, whether refundable or not refundable, is a scam. Don't do it. All right. Any job that also asks you to submit your credit cards, your debit cards, your ATM cards, don't do that as well too. So there are also scam jobs. There are actually scam jobs. In fact, even on Upwork, on Fiverr, on LinkedIn, there are scam jobs. So you also have to be very careful. I'm just putting it out there so that you don't get, you don't fall a victim. Actually, so there are also some remote job platforms. Let me show you. I made a tweet about that. Remote jobs where you can actually get jobs as well. You can follow me on this is it. So there's remoteok.io, there's freelancer.com. Although freelancer.com is more of a freelancing platform than a remote job platform. There's remotive.io, there's remoteglobal.com, there's devsnap.io, there's workingnomads.com, triplebuy.com, notes.co, epicjobs.co, remotehunt.com, reworkremotely.com, flexjobs.com. So these are the various platforms. You can just check out some of those platforms. I think there are also some Nigerian remote job platforms that I know of, but I can't exactly remember now. But I know that some Nigerians are also building something similar for Nigerian jobs. In case you're looking for, you can remote job is not just international jobs. You can be a remote worker and you're working for a Nigerian company. So, in fact, there are many tech startups that are doing hybrid work. So you come to office maybe like twice in a day, like twice in a week, and the other days will be remote actually. So you don't limit yourself to just dollar jobs. I know that everybody wants to earn in dollars. The exchange rate is not exactly good. But at the same time, if you're just starting out, don't restrict yourself. Yeah, in fact, I was having a conversation with someone like 2 months ago, and he was telling me that there are tech startups in Nigeria that pay product marketers up to 1 million naira as salary. In fact, that guy himself is a product marketer. So he's a product manager, no marketer, manager, and he earns 700K in salary with a Nigerian company. I was shocked. I was like, oh, really? 700K is a lot of money. For a country that the minimum wage is just 30,000, how much is it again? Do you know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised that there are tech companies in Nigeria that are paying well. They are paying well. So don't limit yourself. Don't have this blockhead that Nigeria, no. So you can also start from there and build experience, build exposure too for yourself, work with people. It's best that you work on site self before you even start, exploring remote jobs because it helps you a lot in terms of team building and stuff. You get what I'm saying? So don't limit yourself. There are tech companies in Nigeria that are paying well, like well, actually. You get what I'm saying? So you can also target some of these tech startups like that. So like you can check some of these platforms out. I don't know. If you follow me on Twitter, just you can easily see them. Or I don't know if I should share it. Let me see if I can share this link on the chat. I don't even know where the chat is. I exactly don't know how to use Google Chrome. There used to be a chat box on Zoom. Okay, I think I've seen it, have you? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, so you can check that. Someone is asking that what's your Twitter handle? What's your Twitter handle? My Twitter handle is Olamide. Let me share my Twitter link now. Don't worry, you don't even have to find it. This is my link. Let me share it with you guys. It's Olamide Towobola, my name and my surname. My username is Lams. Okay. Let me share my Twitter. Okay, Victor shared his LinkedIn. Yeah, that's good. That's the best thing to do actually. Just drop your LinkedIn, connect with each other, send each other an endorsement or recommendation. That's one way to actually build your LinkedIn profile. Okay. Hold on. So, I mean, these are some of the platforms that you can also follow. Gigsnet. Gigsnet is also the startup that we help to, you know, it's our community actually. So you can also follow us on Geeksnet. So also some sites that you can get free certifications and learn new skill. Like Free Code Camp is for those that want to learn software programs. Digital Garage by Google for you want to learn digital marketing, and they are free. There's Design School by Canva. There's Web Design by Udemy, Engineering course by edX, LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is very free. In fact, I still took a course on LinkedIn Learning about technical recruitment recently, actually. There's HubSpot. HubSpot is for content marketing. Then there's Learn with Cargo. So these are some platforms where you can actually get some of these certifications and you can get jobs. All right. So these are also sites where you can build free CV. We have resume.io, flowcv.io, rxresu.me, zt.com. Some of them are not exactly free anyway. Some of them, but they have free version, but it's just that it's limited. So there's livecareer.com, resumejunior.com, myperfectresume.com, resumelab.com, resumenerd.com. So you can check out some of these platforms. And if you also check my page, I usually post free resources on any skill set. In fact, you don't even have to use money to learn a skill set if you are following me, because you will definitely see one or two resources that I've posted before. Like for example, our news drive now contains free resources on product management, project management, business analytics, data science, visualization, Excel, data analytics, big data, Scrum, UI, UX, Agile, and SQL. Let me see if the link is still valid. Yeah, look at the skills now. So if you're following me on Twitter, you don't have to learn. Can you see? Can you see that? Let me share it. Let me share it with you guys. So for those that want to pick up a skill set. So that's the Google Drive. That's the link to the drive. That's the link to the drive. So all you just have to do is search for the keyword that you're looking for on my phone. On my Twitter page, you will get all of that. This is for those that want to learn email marketing, Facebook ads, SEO, WordPress, digital marketing, and all that. So there are a lot of files that you find there. This is a spreadsheet containing about 500 free startups tools for SEO, analytics, content marketing, social media, and many more. Okay. So yep. I think it's like a good way to stop so I can accommodate more questions and we can chat and just deal with some of the obstructions that you might have about getting a remote job. But just to summarize the things I've mentioned, like I said, it starts from getting a remote job starts from you knowing that you are meant to offer value, okay, and that you are a value provider. You are solving somebody else's problem, okay, so that when you're crafting your code email, you know what to say, all right, and you know what you are pitching. Do you get what I'm saying? So you are solving somebody else's problem. You're a service, you're a value provider rather. You're a value provider. And those are some of the things that you need to know if you're looking out for a new job. So first of all, get a skill set, learn a skill. It might be difficult, but trust me, it's definitely going to be worth it in the end. All right. Then you can now decide on how you want to get your own job. People get jobs differently. People get jobs even through referrals. Some people don't even use freelancing platforms. Some people don't even use LinkedIn. Some people just recommendation, and they are working a lot of jobs. So decide on whichever platform you want to use, and you can also decide to try. Do you sleep at all with all these loaded materials? Why not? It just is what we do. At least let us add more value to the community and to help Nigerians out there actually. So decide on what platform you want to use to get a job. All right, you can decide that you want to use freelance marketplaces like Upwork, Fiverr. You can decide to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually very chilled. It's just that it takes time, so you have to build. It's not rush. You have to start from optimizing your profile to you connecting with the right people, then to you putting content, then to you sending code DMs. That's how you keep building on LinkedIn. But if you can pay attention to it and dedicate time to it, then it will work for you. All right. Then you can also target Twitter, just like I mentioned, that you can use Twitter to network with people, connect with co-founders, founders of tech startups, and you can also use what was the last thing I mentioned? Yeah, I think majorly these are like major things, remote job platforms. Yeah, remote job platforms. But that one you have to be very careful of scam jobs actually. and most of them usually require work visas and stuff. So that's why I'm not exactly focused too much on that. All right. Except if you are not in Nigeria, maybe you are in US or you're in Canada or you're in Europe or something, or in the UK and stuff. You get that. But then did it make sense? Did the session make sense? Did you learn something from what I taught you guys? Or I was just talking. Thank you. Let me get an emoji. Let me get an emoji. You guys, you can unmute the microphone. Let me know if it makes sense. All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks for the emoji. Thank you. So let's just take questions. Any question you have, I'm happy to answer. We have a bit of time to take questions, and I'm definitely happy to answer all your questions.
Someone
Victor,
is asking a question on the chats, and then we'll take this question on the chat, and then we'll attend to people that have their hands raised. Please keep your hands raised. Would attend to that. So I think Akos is asking, says he wants to know how strong his skill set should be before he considers freelancing. He started learning data analytics and he does projects, but he hasn't tried freelancing yet.
Okay, data analytics is a very strong skill set. So yes, your skill set is very strong, and there's a lot of prospects for you in freelancing. So remember that freelancing could come in different ways. It could be that you are not. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're working with just one company or one client. Or a freelancer, you can juggle jobs around. You could be with many jobs. You could be with many clients, and then you're getting many jobs and stuff. You get what I'm saying? So don't limit yourself. Actually, me, like I started, I said I work about 3 jobs right now. Okay, so that's the flexibility that freelancing affords me. Actually, you get what I'm saying? And in something like where I am currently, I mean, if you get a remote job, then you thank yourself that you actually have a remote job. Rather than doing some other jobs that you might not exactly like. You get what I'm saying? So data analytics, yes, it's a very strong skill set. I mean, there are even people that come abroad to study data analytics. People go to the UK to actually study data analytics because of how strong and how good of a prospect it is, actually. You get what I'm saying? So yes, do projects, continue building your portfolio, continue putting your portfolio together, and start applying for jobs when you're ready. But you are actually on the right path, and I assure you that.
Awesome.
I think Opoluwa has an up and a course.
Yeah, please. I want to check the queue. Opoluwa, what's your question? Do you have a question?
You can unmute your microphone in case you are talking.
Sorry, it's kind of like already answered.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Do you have any more questions? Please ask Coach Lams.
Okay, of course.
Questions.
You can unmute your microphone if you have a question. Yeah, of course. Are you there?
Are you talking?
Yeah, it's faint.
Yeah, but it's faint. Yeah, it's distant.
Hello, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The question I was trying to ask the other time was that how strong should my confidence be when applying? Like how strong should my confidence be with my skill set? Like how on a scale of let's say 1 to 10.
What level of expertise?
Yes, what level should I be before I now start saying I want to go for? Because I feel by the time I get a job, for example, and I'm not able to deliver, the person can rate me badly and it might affect my chances going forward. So
Yes, yes. You're
That's
correct.
what I meant by.
Yes, you're actually very correct.
Thank you.
You're actually very correct. And that's a very sound question to ask, actually. Because remember when I started this session, I said that I was using Uber as an example that you can get that when your Uber driver drives you to your destination, you have the opportunity to rate the driver based on how the journey went actually. Same way in freelancing. Clients usually, particularly if you're using freelancing platforms, clients usually give reviews. So if you do a bad job, clients will give you a bad review and it will definitely affect your profile. In fact, it can even stop you from getting any further jobs because that review will be on your profile. Imagine you did a job and then the client gave you, oh, Abib did a terrible job, he didn't deliver on time, the job was below par, other clients will see it and it will turn them off. It will be a red flag. You get what I'm saying? So, in terms of level of expertise, to be very honest, I usually say that just ensure that never stop learning. You don't have to become an expert to start out. Even me, I'm still learning. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm constantly evolving. You get what I'm saying? So don't just say, don't wait till you know everything because there's probably never a time where you know everything. Even this data analytics that you're doing, there are people that are senior data specialists and they are still learning, they are still taking courses just to get better at what they do. What I would just advise is that once you start having portfolio is like a way to test your knowledge on your skill sets. So once you start building that portfolio, you start you start doing some project, you're actually practicing your skill sets. Then from there you can now start applying. There are many things that you will learn on the job. That's also one thing you need to know. All right. There are some things that you have to learn on the job. All right. And some clients would afford you that opportunity, to be very honest. All right. And don't be scared of failing too. It is normal, it's part of life. It is part of life. My first job was a $30 job from a client in the US. All right, the job went well actually, but that was my first job. It was a $30 job. And that was my first time working on that job because it was a press release. The client asked me to write a press release. Prior to that time, I didn't know what a press release was actually. What I just did was go on Google and type press release template or press release example. And then I saw it, okay. I was like, I know how to write this thing now. And then I wrote it. And it went well actually. So ask questions, connect with people that are already expert in your field. They're already at least they're on a very high level in your skill set. At least for data, there's this guy on Twitter that is into data analytics. I can't exactly remember his name, but I know that there are quite a number of thought leaders that are into data analytics on Twitter or data generally. There's one guy that works with Microsoft that is into data. I can't exactly remember his name. I think he's also in the US.
When I follow him.
Okay, or something. I can't remember his name, but
Yeah.
he also talks about data. There's also Adora Nwodo. She also works with Microsoft and she's also schooling in Stanford. She's also into data engineering stuff and all that. So you can also follow some of these thought leaders like that, and you can interact with them, network with them. See, a lot of people are accessible actually. It's just that many people usually misuse access. That's something you need to know. So questions that you can ask Google. Don't go and be asking a mentor or somebody that you look up to. You see what I'm saying? So imagine somebody asking me that, how can I become a writer? Or how can I find a remote job? That's a vague question. You can easily punch that on Google and Google will give you different options. So I can't be the one to help you do that. So I would rather prefer that you ask me specifics. For example, now you can easily send me a DM and say, okay, hi, Lambs. All right, I attended Carrie's folks webinar. You said this, I tried this, and this was what I got. Any help will be appreciated. That's a better way to send a DM to somebody you look up to. That's why a lot of people will complain that people usually end their DMs. It's because you are misusing access. So you have to be, if you want to network with people, that's very important in networking. Don't network with people and be asking silly questions. There was a time someone even asked me that what LLMs, what kind of recommended laptop can you recommend? What kind of laptop can you recommend for? Thank God, you see, even me, I personally handed over my Twitter DM to my virtual assistant. So I have an assistant that clears all my DMs because I got tired. And sometimes I get DMs of up to 100 of DMs actually. So there's some very big questions. So I'm telling you that if you want to network very well with people and people that are thought leaders, then you have to show them that you have done something. All right. You can say, oh, I did this, he gave me this. Do you have any suggestion about this? You could say something like, oh, I just checked, I saw a tweet he made some previous weeks ago. You said this, I tried this, and this was the result. Do you have any suggestion? That is a better way to send DMs to people. And not send DM and say hello, and you wait till they reply you. You just stay there till after comes back. Do you know what I'm saying? So go straight to the point. If I don't even ask them how is their family or whatever, you don't know them before. You guys have no personal relationship. So just go straight to the point. You're laughing. That's actually great to network with people. In case you don't know, just say hello. All right, I want to ask this. Ask your question straight. Don't send hello and that's all. They'll just air your DMs. And that's why a lot of people usually close their DMs, actually. In fact, my DM is handled by my assistant and he does that for me. Except the one that I see, that I know that is important, then that's when I will reply. For example, when Victor sent me a message, I was on that checked, even before my VA checked, because I saw the message and it was detailed and he already gave me what he actually wanted from me. So it was detailed for me to now move it. I think we moved it into WhatsApp or something. So I could send him my WhatsApp number actually. I don't just give out my number like that. So you know what I'm saying? So that's network. I'm not giving you tips on networking 101. So that you can start, networking with people that will help you and they will help your life. Because see, trust me, for you to make it in this life, you need people. And sometimes those people might be people that you don't even know. That's the facts. You need people because information are in the hands of people. So you need to access people to be able to have those information. I'm sure you guys must have heard some things from me today because Victor put together this webinar and he brought me as a person that has that information to give out. So you need to cherish human beings, actually. You get what I'm saying? So I believe that helps.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
That was a lot.
Awesome, bro.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is great. Do we have any more questions? Ask questions. I don't know, like people don't like asking questions. Asking questions is not shameful when you ask questions. Asking questions is a sign of intelligence. It's a sign that you are smart. It's dumb people that make assumptions. One of the traits of intelligent people is that they ask questions. They're inquisitive. So it's a good thing. That's why we dedicated 30 minutes to question and answer.
Okay.
Someone is asking to link to the community. I think that should be Gigsnet.
Yeah, sure. You can send Gigsnet a DM. They will definitely reply you and send you the link to join. It's a WhatsApp community actually, so you can join that.
Okay.
Help you. It will help you. Just send a DM to Gigsnet. They will
Where on Twitter?
On Twitter, you can send them a DM on Twitter. They would definitely respond and you can ask your questions. Also, just to wrap up, just to give you, let's use this few minutes that we have to also share more tips on getting a remote work. Also, let me just give you some tips on how to ace your interviews actually. So let's assume that you send cold DMs, you send cold emails, now you have been scheduled for an interview. You're right. That a client replied you does not mean that a client has actually hired you. So you also need to pass that interview stage. All right. So let me give you guys some tips. What I usually do to stand out. Can you just talk briefly on internship? Because I'll talk about that later. So one of the things I usually do is that because back then when I was in Nigeria, I know that the competition is fierce. So what I will do is I'll make my research about the company. I'll go on Google, go and check their social media page or pages, go and check their LinkedIn profile. Then I will create something for them. All right. I see that as me giving them a tip of the iceberg of what I'm capable of. So I will now come on the interview. The interview will now be more conversational than question and answer. Because I love teaching, I love talking, I can express myself so much in words. You get what I'm saying? So instead of the interview being, okay, can you tell us about yourself? Can you tell us about your weaknesses? Can you tell us about your strength? No. I will now be able to take charge of the interview and tell them that, oh, hey, I created, a demo marketing strategy for your company, and I would love to share with you. They'll be like, oh, wow, you did this? Oh, wow. And why people are like that? They love people that are willing to do the work. They went, oh, wow, you want to share? Why not share your screen? And then I will share the screen and then I will start explaining. I will have created it in a Google Doc, or if I have time, I could even do a pitch deck if I have that time. But oftentimes I'll just put it in a Google Doc, and then I will have incorporated many of the strategies I would use for the company to move the company forward in that Google Doc. And then I will share and I will start explaining. I was like, and they were like, wow, wow. And trust me, many times my interviews have converted because of that. So I would change the conversation entirely. It will not be question and answer. They will not be asking me, what are your strengths? Can you tell me the company you work? They won't, because the question will now be based on what I've shown to them. That, oh wow, you did this. Wow, we love to adopt this strategy that you just mentioned. Those are some of the tips that I've used to ace many of my interviews. Trust me. So don't just go to your interview and be waiting for them to ask you questions. No, make it more conversation. Switch it around. Do you get? Even if they ask a question, the question will now be, do you need any information from us about our company? Or do you have a salary expectation? Those are the questions that they'll ask you. Or they say, oh, really? What are the tools that you can work with? Or are you available to work as a team or something? These are the kind of questions that they'll ask you. It will not be a question on, what are your strengths? Tell me about yourself. All those generic interview questions. So that's one way to ace interviews. That's why I said, if you want to make money as a freelancer or as a remote worker, you have to go at the extra mile. You have to do what many people are not doing. That's it. You have to do what many people are not doing. That's a tip that I said, I just thought to share, actually. All right. And also be confident. Be very confident in interviews. Be confident. Put on your videos. Get a good, light. Back then when I was in Nigeria too, I had a proper workspace. My light was, in fact, people usually think I was abroad. You get what I'm saying? So get a good workspace. I think there's also a thing about we Black people being intimidated somehow. I don't know if it's imposter syndrome. I don't know, maybe it's racial, whatever, actually, but I think I've been able to overcome that. I talk to people. As long as you need me, as long as I'm able to solve a problem, I'll go follow you talk. If you now tell me no, that's fine. They carry your job, go. If you tell me that, you can't hear me because I'm Nigerian or because I'm Black, they carry your racism, go. I don't mind. It'll not be by force. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to be confident in your skill sets. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love software engineers, because they know that their skill set is gold. A lot of people are looking for coders, my programmers. So they don't even care. But some companies usually poach them from one company to the other. You'll be in a company, they'll be sending you DM that you should leave your company that they will times 2 the salary that are paying you. You see that confidence? Because you know what you carry. You know the kind of skill set that you have. So you need that confidence to be able to ace your interviews, actually. All right. So I've done interviews, a lot of interviews, and many times companies outside Nigeria. And I know how the interviews goes, actually. So you have to be very confident. You also have to at least give them a tip of the value that you are bringing to the table. All right. If you're a graphic designer, you could decide to create maybe a mock-up or something that will not exactly take your time, but something that will impress them, because you know that the competition is fierce. You are not the only one that they are talking to. Many times when they are interviewing people, you are not the only person. So you have to find a way to stand out. All right. So if you also have something that you can leverage on, I usually leverage on my following. I usually leverage on that a lot because I deal with growth, marketing, strategy, and all that. And I know that companies, when you're working on growth and marketing, you need numbers. So companies love to put their products in the eyes of a lot of people. So if you tell them that you have the numbers, and you have been able to grow your own numbers too, they'll be like, oh wow, you can actually work for us and also help us grow. So that's why I've also had social media management as a part of my skill set too. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you have something that you can leverage on, I beg, leverage on now. That's it though. Do you get what I'm saying? So let me answer this last question. Can you talk briefly about internships? Yes, I love that, actually. But I believe that internships are a very good opportunity for you to kickstart yourself into the market, actually. Because as an intern, internship allows you to learn on the job. That's what it means, actually. You can learn on the job. You can, you can make mistakes, and it could be paid or unpaid. But I'm a fan of paid internship. But to be very honest, I think it's just dependent on you, actually. If you don't mind, you could go for unpaid. It's just for you to learn whatever. Get whatever you want to get from them and eat there. Maybe after 6 months or after 3 months. Do you get what I'm saying? So they don't necessarily have to pay. But I know that there are some companies in Nigeria that don't pay interns, and there are some companies that pay interns as well too. So internships are very good. It's a good way to kickstart your journey into the job market. At least you can also use it to gather experience, because your internship experience is also a valid experience. So you can also add it to your resume. You can also add it to your CVs and all that stuff. You get so do internships, all right? And there are also internships abroad, like that you can do remotely, but I advise that you do you work on getting an on-site internship role. So it help you a lot as a start, if you're just starting out actually. But the internship that you can do remotely too, but I don't advise that actually if you're a newbie. Just find a Nigerian tech companies. There are a lot of them actually. Find Nigerian tech companies that you can work remote, that you can work on site with as an intern. There was one internship opportunity that Mono does, Mono and Full Gap. I think I shared it on my Twitter, but I think they have hired some people. Let me see, Mono. Yeah, this is it, Mono HQ. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they usually and they pay interns about 150,000 naira or so. It's for like 3 months. They hire developers, they hire product marketers, they hire graphic designers. I don't know if it is still there. Can you see? Let's say everyone, if you apply for the Mono internship, I think it's already closed. But they do it every year anyway, so you can look out for that. For the Mono intern, you receive multiple emails on there. There's a breakdown. Can you see? They said they received complaint from a few applicants about receiving multiple rejection emails from us. Okay, I think they had a glitch with their recruitment, whatever. But that's just it. They open rules for internship every year actually, and they pay them. So I think 150K or 200K. I can't remember actually, but that's the amount. I shared it on my Twitter page actually, and a lot of people applied, and some people have also gotten the job. All right. There's also Full Gap. Not Full Gap. Fourth Canvas also. They have a internship program that they run for tech talent. I don't know if it's closed. The CEO, I know the CEO. The CEO is Victor. He's the founder of Full Gap. If you heard about that too. Okay, this is it. It's closed already. Can you see? 1 day to go. It's already closed. So the fellowship is like a way for you to gain access, unlock new opportunities, gain mentorships, be a strong mentor, and you still get paid for it. So this is an internship program, but it's closed already. Look at it. Let me see if I can still show you guys. So like I said, you won't know if you are not on these platforms. You see where networking too comes to play. You won't know actually. You just think that nobody's hiring anybody, nobody's hiring, but a lot of things are going on. I think they are done. It's closed already. So it's closed already. But like I said, you can follow me on Twitter. I share some of these updates, so you can get updated, by following me on Twitter. But I believe I believe that's clear enough. If you have any other question, I can still take one more question.
Yeah, someone is asking a question like so they're asking if they are working with an employer or a client, and even though they give in their best and they are not being well treated, what might be the likely cause of that?
Even though they what?
They put in their best and
Okay.
then they are not well treated by their employer or by their employer. Like what could be the cause and how can they change that?
Well, to be very honest, I mean there are different workplaces, and different workplaces have different culture. Okay, so I'm aware that there are some workplaces that they have very toxic culture towards their employers, toward their employees and workers and stuff. So in such cases, my usually tell people to leave. Actually, if your employer is toxic to you and you know the value of the skill set that you're bringing or that you have, then trust me, you can, while you are still there, at least you can start looking out for other jobs. And then once you get a job, you can just live there actually. And there are some that also that there are workplaces where employees who don't do the work that they were actually hired for. So we have a lot of people that can talk, but they can't do the work. You get what I'm saying? So that's where you now need, the problem is that the thing is that you need to find who exactly is the problem and be sincere with yourself. If it's you that you're not delivering, then you know that you have an upskilling to do. You need to learn this, you need to do that. You get what I'm saying? But if it's coming from the employer and it's more toxic than work itself, then I would just advise that you leave the place and find other jobs actually to do. And freelancing allows you to take multiple jobs. It says it's an on-site job anyways, but freelancing allows you to take multiple jobs. In fact, there's a job that I got last week that because I've not exactly been around for like few days, so the job is like I posted the job actually. Although I told my employer, I don't. He's not even my employer. He's the client actually because I'm working directly for him actually. So I told him that, oh, okay, I won't be available this time, so time, and all that. And he was like, that's fine. And when I'm back, tomorrow I'm going to have a call with him and we'll get things moving on. You get so you can be flexible. That's the joy of freelancing. Be flexible. I also have one company I'm working with. I'm working with that company for over 1 year. The company is American Bullion. It's a US company. They sell gold, all this 401k gold, silver, bullion coins, gold market generally. And I'm not currently working on their site. I publish articles almost every week and stuff. And this guy has given me that flexibility. I'll do it as my own leisure. But I usually do it on Sundays. After this corner, I'm going to work on that project. And it's an hourly project. So it doesn't disturb me. There's some remote job that they will tell you that you have to log in time from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are some jobs like that. So how is that one even remote? When you are even tracking me, you can't go out and eat. If you go to the toilet, they'll say, you get what I'm saying? So they are just find ones that work best for you, actually. I love having schedule of my time. I love having control over my time and my schedule. Genius. So I prefer remote jobs that will allow me to be flexible, not remote jobs where I'll sit down and be on my laptop for 9 to 5, because I'm working a remote job. Then that's not exactly remote job. Actually, when you'll be monitoring me, if you send messages on Slack, I'll be there, I'll reply you. If you send messages on emails, I'll reply and stuff again. But not that you'll be tracking what I'm doing per day and all that. So I believe that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you very much once again, Coach Lams.
You're welcome.
That was really an awesome session. I think that's all we can take for now. We are going to be drawing the curtain for Impact Bootcamp 2.0. Interestingly, you're the last speaker.
Oh yeah, I told you. I think you wanted to have me on Friday, but I told you I wasn't.
Yeah, yes, and it's really it's paying off because so much value has been added. And for those that have joined like all the sessions, like number one takeaway is LinkedIn. Every speaker has talked about me, and I think as a young person, you should spend your time. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, like you should try and get one and use it well. Okay, and a lot of insight has been shared. The recorded version, of course, is going to be on the YouTube channel. We're going to get that across to everybody at the end of the meeting. We are going to also alongside all the links that Coach Lams shared with us, we're going to send them across through your emails for those that have your emails already, and as well. And then another take away from the session so far is value, being valuable. All the speakers have talked about being valuable, and the reason I believe that you being here at this time is not a coincidence. A lot of people, you remember our last speaker, Finyi Toya, was sharing with us how she wished she was exposed to this kind of opportunity and informations when she was younger, and it's a great opportunity, and I want you to leverage on it. The audio sessions, you can always listen to them again. The slides for the previous sessions, we will always share them with you. Yeah, so I'll also round up by sharing a little bit about me, just in 3 minutes. I'm Victor Joe. Here, the visionary of Carries Folks, and so Carries Folks is just all about impacting younger people, impacting the world generally, one young star at a time. And we believe that young people can be more than what they are, and young people have equal access to opportunities. And so we believe strongly in prayer, we believe strongly in faith, we believe strongly in Christianity, we believe strongly in Jesus overall. But then we also believe in living an overall excellent life. And so one of our visions is getting people access to information, getting people to access to information that will inspire them, to pursue excellence in every area of their lives. It's not just about going to church and praying every now and then. It's also about having access to information. Okay, and this is one of the arms of Caris Books. Impact Bootcamp is something that we do once in a while. We had one earlier in the year, and this is one of the things that we do. If you are in the WhatsApp community, we are going to be dropping contents, relevant contents that will edify you as well, inspire you to excellence in your career and other aspects of your life. Where we are so happy to have you here. More information will be sent into your emails wherever you are. And like I shared yesterday, I feel led in my heart to share again. Let me just quickly share this in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he has no sorrow with it. That is one take home scripture that I want you to take from here. I think I also shared yesterday about Daniel. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are. You are not at disadvantage. Don't accept in your mind that, oh, because of my background, then I am at disadvantage. Look at all these people. Look at their background. There was something they did. They knew they were not having enough. They knew they needed to be somewhere better than where they were, and so they moved away from where they were. So you are not at disadvantage. You are not at disadvantage. I believe that word makes sense to somebody. Don't say, oh, I don't know anybody. Oh, I don't have any connection. Oh, I don't even know anything. Oh, I don't even have any skills. Don't think like that. Think positively. Think how you can be better. Think how you can leverage all the information that you have gotten in Bootcamp 2.0. Think how it can apply to your life. Okay, and most importantly, let God inspire you. Let God inspire ideas in your heart, and that is indeed the blessing of the Lord. It doesn't matter whether you're in the village or in the city. When the blessing of the Lord is upon you, okay, you just have access to information. You have access to people. You have access to connections that will help you, that will push you, and that will guide you. Okay, and this is not really about Caris Books. It's about Jesus. And so I'll also extend an invitation. If you don't believe and receive Jesus, if you haven't made that decision, this is an invitation to you to receive Jesus into your heart as well, and make him your Lord, make him the Lord of your heart. Okay, and beyond that, seek to have a relationship with him. Okay, and because the God factor, very, very important. As much as skills and information is important, the God factor is also important. So more information about Caris Books. If you want to know more about what Caris Books is about, you can head on to the website. Yeah, and just travel around the websites. You'd see a lot more about it, but it's not really about Caris Books. It's about you. You becoming a better version of you, coming into full expression and reality of what God has designed for you, for your life. Okay. So let us pray. Father, we thank you for Impact Bootcamp 2.0. Thank you because so much information has been passed. Thank you because as many as have joined, they have indeed been impacted by it. We thank you because many people, there's been a mind shift. You have really inspired people. I see this particular person. There's this burning desire in your heart. It's like an awakening has come upon you, and you feel like you can do it. You can do it. That's it. You feel like a burning sensation in your heart, and you feel like it's time to push out for more. And I pray for you that strength is supplied unto you, and you push out. And as you raise your hand, like how a child will raise your hand, and the father will pick them up. I pray that as you raise your hand, help us will come and they will pick you up. helpers will come and they'll pick you up. The Lord will bring helpers unto you, and these helpers will show you the way out. They'll be like they'll be like they'll be so kind to you. The Lord will bring helpers to you that will be so kind to you, more than even your brothers are kind to you. The Lord, the Lord is gonna the Lord is going to help this particular person that I see. You feel alone, you feel deserted, you feel alone, you feel deserted. The Lord is going to begin to bring your matter up in people's heart, and then from tomorrow you begin to receive calls. You receive calls from people that have not checked on you in a long while. They'll call you, but it's just a sign to show you that that there's a door that is about to be opened unto you. Okay, and so the Lord will nudge people in their heart, and they'll reach out to you. They'll reach out with you to you to with opportunities. There's someone here. You feel like, oh, I've been forgotten. You feel like, oh, I've tried so much, you feel like, oh, I've come to the end of it. I've tried everything that I know. I've been to so much training. I have so much expertise, but it looks like you're about to be frustrated. The Lord says that there's light. There's light at the end of the tunnel for you. See, there's light at the end of the tunnel for you. Okay. There's someone here. Your own frustration has gone to the extreme. You have even like considered suicide, committing suicide. The Lord says He's not done with you yet. Okay, He's not done with you yet. He's gonna change the whole scenario for you. He's gonna change the whole scenario for you very soon. And so, Father, we receive your words. We receive your words for your people. We receive your words for your people. And so we ask that your favor be upon us. Let your blessing let your blessing be upon the works of our hands. Let us flourish in all that we do. And most importantly, help us to have a stronger experience of your power. Help us to have a deeper, more personal experience of your love. Help us to know you more. Help us to draw us closer to you, dear God. And help us, Lord, to have a balanced life. Help us so that when these resources come, we're gonna use it to your glory. We're gonna use it to the furtherance of your gospel and towards fulfilling your purpose for our lives. In Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll see you on the WhatsApp group or in your inbox, in your emails. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Bye for now.